Hello my beautiful friend and welcome back to another daily video. There has been some development with Nintendo's lawsuit against Pocket Pair, so let's dive in. And as always, you will find everything that I'm going to show you linked in the description box down below. If you know me, you know I'm usually never on Twitter, so this has been brought to my attention. This has been posted 3 days ago by Pirate Nation. Nintendo may not be able to recoup legal expenses of the Palworld lawsuit even if it wins, Japanese attorney suggests. So I went back in time to June and found this article by Automaton written by Amber Wee. Let's go through it together, as I haven't read this one as of yet. Japanese patent attorney Kiyoshi Kurihara shares new insight on the lawsuit between Nintendo and Palworld developer Pocket Pair. It's been almost 9 months, now a little bit more, since Nintendo and the Pokemon Company lodged a patent infringement lawsuit against Palworld developer Pocket Pair. The latest official update on the case came last month from Pocket Pair's side when the developer confirmed that the prolonged litigation was still ongoing and announced that it would reluctantly be changing some of its game mechanics as a direct result of the lawsuit. Going off court documents shared by GamesRay, Japanese patent attorney Kiyoshi Kurihara recently shared some insights on how the case is looking at the moment. Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, there has also been some development on the US side with the patent that we have spoken about 2 weeks ago, 1.5 weeks ago, a couple of, yeah, it doesn't matter, in the past. According to Kurihara, Pocket Pair has been following a standard legal strategy to defend itself so far, which of course makes sense. This includes denying infringement, claiming invalidity of Nintendo's patent rights based on prior art found in existing games, arguing lack of novelty and lack of inventive step. He notes that while some past lawsuits, like the Nintendo vs. Colopel infringement, what is Colopel? Case saw Nintendo in an overwhelmingly advantageous position. The Palworld case feels much less one-sided by comparison. This time it appears to be a typical patent infringement case where both parties are engaging in a rapid back and forth, pushing for invalidity, infringement, respectively. Interestingly, Kurihara also suggests that the scale of this lawsuit could potentially make it somewhat fruitless for Nintendo. To assert its claims against Palworld, Nintendo is employing lawyers from TMI Associates, one of Japan's top 5 law firms. Ooh, interesting. Which has multiple bases across Japan, Singapore, Silicon Valley, London, etc. and specializes in intellectual property cases. On the other hand, Pocket Pair is also being represented by major international law firm Nishimura and Asahi, with both parties enlisting high-profile legal teams. Kurihara comments, although it's a crude point to bring up, I can't help but think that Nintendo may not be able to recoup the legal costs even if they win. The exception would be if Nintendo were to increase their claim amount from the current 10 million yen, around 67,000 US dollars. That is interesting. But then again, Nintendo has incredibly deep pockets. And at this point, I think they can't even claim this anymore with Pokemon Legends ZA and its horrible state. But even then, who am I to speak to because it sold like hotcakes, even though public reception is lower than Nintendo probably wants, because again, we know that it sold less. The engineering of the game is incredibly bad, but we can talk about that in a moment again. Meanwhile, although it had to compromise on game mechanics like throwing PAL spheres and gliding on PALs, Pocket Pair is still actively updating and putting out new content for Palworld. The game's next major update, okay, we already had that one. Thank you, Amber Wee, for this article here. Then we have this one. This is the new one. As you can see, just today, by IGN, written by written by Wesley Yin Poole. US Patent Office boss orders re-examination of Nintendo's controversial summon character and let it fight Pokemon patent, which IP lawyer claims further undermines credibility of its case against Palworld. Public outrage to blame. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Is this from you, Wesley, or is this the Patent Office talking? The director of the United States Patent and Trademark Office has ordered a re-examination of Nintendo's controversial summon character and let it fight Pokemon patent after it was heavily criticized by IP lawyers. Yes! Thank you! In September, IP lawyers criticized the US patent system and the USPTO after Nintendo was awarded a Pokemon patent that revolves around summoning a character and letting it fight. GamesRay reported that patent number blah blah blah, dubbed the 397 patent, was granted by the USPTO without any objection to Nintendo, which is embroiled in ongoing litigation with Pocket Pair's Palworld. And yeah, I already have my thoughts about that one. We made a video about that in the past. And I'm not amused. But this now is hopefully kind of amusing. While the patent sums up how Pokemon games work in that you summon Pokemon to battle other Pokemon in the hope of adding them to your collection, there are countless other games that use similar mechanics, such as Persona, Digimon, and even Elden Ring, depending upon how the patent is interpreted. And Final Fantasy, and there are so many games. Holy crap! Every co-op game is basically you summon another character to your game. Helldivers 2, I summon help with the SOS beacon. At the time, IP expert Florian Müller took to social media to say Nintendo should never have received a summon character and let it fight patent in the first place, while video game patent lawyer Kirk Sigmon told PC Gamer these claims were in no way allowable. Interesting. Thank you so much, both of you. Now, GamesRay has reported that Donald Trump nominee John A. Squires... Is that a real name? This sounds like a medieval knight. Holy damn! That is an awesome name. Who only became director of the USPTO in September, has personally ordered a re-examination of after he determined that substantial new questions of patentability have arisen to certain claims made by the patent. Here's Squire's description of the claims in question. Okay, let's go. The 397 patent issued with claims drawn to controlling the movement of a player character in a field of virtual space, causing a sub-character to appear in the field, controlling a battle in a manual mode when an enemy character is present in the location the sub-character has appeared, and when an enemy character is not present in the location the sub-character has appeared, automatically moving the sub-character and controlling a battle in an automatic mode when an enemy character is placed at a designated location. Holy damn, I hate this so much. And also, again, what I mean with Helldivers, it just says automatically, but it never says that it has to be automatically by the computer or the console or whatever medium you have. It is never said that you yourself are controlling the second character. And even, oh no, it does, but oh my god, this is so much. Doesn't matter. Let's move on. In his order, Squires pointed to two older US patent applications, one filed by Konami in 2002, the other by Nintendo itself in 2019, as prior art references. Both, Squires said, would be important in deciding whether the claims are patentable, and each raises a substantial new questions of patentability. Müller, writing for GamesRay, said Squire's order was down to the public outrage at the award of the patent and concerns about the reputation of the US patent system as a whole. we are hopefully winning this, because I hate what Nintendo is doing, and I was a Nintendo fan. Holy shit, what is this? And I love that Squires is bending the knee to public outrage, because this is not a small matter, by the way. It's not, but we're going to talk about this just at the end of this year. While this re-examination isn't a revocation order, Müller insisted it is now highly likely that the USPTO will revoke Nintendo's 397th patent. Nintendo has 2 months to respond. They're probably going to respond in 2 weeks, as far as I know them. But it might also be wrong from my side, because who knows what they're going to cook up. So the thing here is, they like to say public outrage, because they also want to say face here, obviously. But the thing is, the video game mechanics should never be patented. My favorite example, and not only my favorite example, is the Nemesis system we had in Shadow of Mordor. It is so good. And we never saw it anywhere else because of the stupid patent that, who was it, Warner Brothers? Doesn't even matter. Made, and whoever argues that, oh yeah, but it's their stuff and so on. No, dumbass! What is this? Every game is inspired by any other game. Nintendo took, what was it, Dragon Quest, and just put it into Pokemon, basically. And other games did it from Pokemon and so on. Stardew Valley is a better version of Harvest Moon. We have Hollow Knight, which is a better Metroid without Samus, basically. Now we have Hornet. And why do you think it's called a Metroidvania? Why do you think it's called a roguelite or a roguelike? There are 2 versions, basically, of the rogue game from back in the day. We have Doom-like games. What do you think these games are inspired by? Is every first-person shooter not allowed because there was another first-person shooter before that one? Game mechanics should never be patentable. It's just simple as that. It's like, I'm going to patent that no other trading card game ever is allowed to use the color purple. Ramp decks, this is now my patent. You're never allowed to make another ramp deck in a trading card game. You are never allowed to use a D6 in a tabletop war game. Dude, Warhammer would just, Games Workshop would just sue me into oblivion for that one, because they are basing their tabletop game on the D6 system. And yeah, this is also just game mechanics. What do you think? Game mechanics, tabletop games, are inspired by each other. They are taking inspiration from each other. But yeah, let's move on. I'm getting heated up now. What does this mean for Nintendo and the Pokemon Company's high-profile legal battle with Pocket Pair over Palworld? Müller said further undermines the credibility of Nintendo's patent assertion against Pocket Pair's game. Dude, I really like Müller. And yes, this is how you pronounce the name, at least here in Germany. This is the latest legal blow for Nintendo in its battle against Palworld. Last month, one of the Nintendo patents related to its monster capture patents filed last year was rejected by the Japan Patent Office, JPO, for lacking originality. We also have a video about that one. The office's reasoning for the rejection made reference to older games with similar mechanics that were released even before 2021, including Ark, released in 2015, Monster Hunter 4 in 2013, and Japanese browser game Kantai Collection, also 2013. Ironically, Pocket Pair's Craftopia 2020 and Niantic's Pokemon Go in 2016 were among other examples of games that were used to argue that the patent lacks originality, and I love this so much. The case involves 3 main patents granted by the JPO, 2 related to monster capture and release, and 1 related to riding characters. All 3 patents were filed in 2024, after Palworld came out. However, they are actually derived from earlier Nintendo patents dating from 2021. In other words, it seems that once Palworld came on the scene, Nintendo filed divisional patents that were geared to fight specifically against Palworld's alleged infringement of the original patents. It is also incredibly interesting that Nintendo is not going against Monster Hunter Stories, where you also capture monsters, let them fight for you, and you can ride them. It's just simple as that. And do you know where this game is also being released? On their own console. It is going to be a Switch 2 game as well as on Steam, just as an example here. Since then, Pocket Pair has made changes to Palworld's disputed mechanics. The November 2024 patch removed the ability to summon Pals by throwing Pokeball-like Pal spheres. Now Pals just materialize next to you when summoned. This is terrible, by the way. In May this year, another Palworld update changed how you can glide in the game. Instead of directly grabbing onto glider Pals, now you just simply use Pal-buffed glider equipment. The case has rumbled on, with Nintendo even rewriting a mount-related patent mid-lawsuit, which is also terrible, we also spoke about that one, and arguing that mods should not count as prior art, which is also just so stupid. Come on, man. Oh my god, okay, we're almost through. So what happens next? Müller said there may not be any further developments this calendar year relating to Nintendo's lawsuit against Pocket Pair or patents that are related to it. Probably true. But decisions are expected next year. All eyes will be on presiding judge Motoyuki Nakashima, who leads the patent division of the Tokyo District Court. It is ever more likely that Nintendo will lose, Müller said. Oh boy, I hope so. I really do. At the Game Developer Conference, the GDC, in March, which I regularly watch videos from because I just like the GDC, IGN sat down for an extended conversation with John Bucky Buckley, communications director and publishing manager for Palworld developer Pocket Pair. We spoke following his talk at the conference Community Management Summit, a Palworld roller coaster surviving the drop. Okay, this we already had in another video. Buckley went into candid detail about a number of Palworld struggles, especially the accusations of using generative AI. Okay, yeah, we already talked about that one. And also the former Capcom dev, Yoshiki Okamoto. This is also this is incredibly BS. But yeah, this is really great. I love this development. Thank you so much, Medieval Knight named guy. I'm sorry, I already forgot your name. Squire. Basically, if you do this for us, the public, the gamers against Nintendo, in my mind, you will rank up from Squire to Knight. And yeah, well, maybe you will become a Dark Angel of the Emperor. Let's just wait and see. Let's wait and see what's going to happen here. What are your thoughts on all of this? Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. I'm keen to know what you have to say. And while you're here, please remember to do all the things that make the dings. Why? Because that way we can build a bigger community and talk more video game news every day. And by that I of course mean like and subscribe, and if you want you can share this video with your friends. And please turn off YouTube's restricted mode. Otherwise, have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic, stay hydrated, and I will see you either later with our Assassin's Creed 1 stream or tomorrow with the next video. Bye, bye, bye.